All right, back on the new bike, of course. This is actually my only bike. I sold my Chilcotin, my 29er. This is the bike that I ride, 27.5 front and rear. And I think, yeah, after I announced that this is the bike I decided to go with, I got a ton of comments, people asking, you know, why I decided to do that. And now that I've ridden it for a while, you know, what's the differences, if I can even notice any. So today, yeah, I'm just gonna go for a ride on some trails I don't usually ride here. It's still winter at the top, apparently. And yeah, let's talk about why I sold my 29er. All right, taking the gnar line in the snow. This is for you guys. That's a little, a little icy, a little slippery. All right, let's get somewhere. Ooh, less terrifying. So I get, tell you about bikes. Ooh. This is actually a pretty tricky corner. The best of times. A little scary today. Okay. Are we finally low enough elevation to stop being terrified? No. Here's a skinny canoe filled with ice. Okay, so I started mountain biking in 2017, in September really, when I moved here. That is Vancouver. And at the time, yeah, 29ers weren't too popular yet. And of course, I started on 27.5. And even my next bike after that was 27.5. But ever since then, I've been on the 29er train. And yeah, it's been pretty good. I really do enjoy the 29er, and obviously a lot of you do as well. It is really good at doing all the stuff. Okay, this looks terrifying. Yeah, so ever since about, what, 2019, I've been riding 29ers, partially because that's what the bike industry is making now. A lot of brands don't make 27.5 inch versions of bikes anymore. Their enduro bikes are just straight 29. And okay, that's scary. Oh yeah. And so first of all, so if you wanted a bike from a specific brand, there are times where there just isn't a 27 version. So anyways, I've been riding 29 and it's been good. But as you may or may not know, I come from a BMX background. And so I ride small wheels. I'd ridden small wheels for a long time, super small wheels. And that's how I learned to ride. And so after riding 29er for so long and getting a little bit more into tricks, I was like, oh, you know what? I should try 27 again, because I've grown a lot as a rider as well. As I kind of started on 27, then I feel like I really developed on the 29, riding with all my friends, and now I want to come back to the 27. And really fundamentally it was kind of a like, why not? I kind of love all bikes, and it's not a big deal for me to ride either, so really part of it is just trying something new again, or at least different, switching it up. But of course, it's all the obvious reasons. You know, get a smaller bike and run smaller wheels so I can be more playful. One thing the 27 is better at is the acceleration. It's a little bit easier to get this thing going. So on those quick technical climbs, it's got some get up and go. Just a little easier. It's not night and day, just a little. All right, so let's talk about the negative aspects of the 27 that I've noticed. It'll make everyone who rides a 29er feel better. All right, first the climbing is a little bit trickier. You know, the rolling speed, even just pedaling on smooth roads. I find the 29er just pedals a little easier. I don't know if it's because you're just keeping your momentum a bit more, so you're kind of doing less micro accelerations, but I do find the 27 just pedals slightly, I don't know, it's a little more difficult. I go a little slower. So it has more, it's easier to accelerate. So that means you also kind of decelerate a little faster. So you're kind of accelerating, decelerating maybe as you're pedaling, even the fire roads. And then even for technical climbs, really technical climbs, the 27 is better, but it's the kind of regular technical climbs, the rollover of the tire on the 29 is pretty great. And it's noticeable for sure. It's not, I think even in a blinded test, everyone would know. Okay, wait, Dales, let's ride Dales. We don't ride this trail, but barely ever. Yeah, I think you could blindfold people and they would for sure know. That was cool. Cool little jump there. They'd for sure know which wheel size they were riding. And so, yeah, the rollover, I mean, that's the biggest thing, really, even. The rollover on the 27 is just a little worse. And especially that fast, chunky stuff. And I would say for racing, when I go back to racing, for sure, back on the 29, it just makes more sense. When you're plowing, you're going straight, you're carrying speed. Yeah, that rollover, those micro little rollovers just help you to go faster overall. Just smooths out the trail. So that's where I'd say the 27 is a little worse. It can be a little more to manage on stuff like that. And of course, if you're running the same tires like I think most people, especially around here, do, you know, say I'm running the Asa guys, the contact patch against the ground on the 27-inch tire is a little bit less. So you have, in terms of grip, and even cornering grip is a little worse on the 27. So when you're breaking down something, you need to slow down, you need to corner, whatever it is, it's just a little bit, again, just a little bit worse. And yeah, the 29, oh my, this is terrifying. Easy on the brakes for the roots. Yeah, the 29 is pretty sick when it comes to really just like going fast and romping, cornering, being aggressive. The stronger and bigger you are, it's kind of the easier the 29er is to manage. It's no brainer, really. That's enough about how great 29s are, making you wonder why I didn't just keep the 29er for the winter. Let's talk about what I'm really enjoying about the 27. I always forget the line here. There's an obviously good line if I remember right. Potentially this one. Yeah, so let's talk about what I like about the 27. And I'm actually really enjoying this bike. I'm super stoked on it, especially the way I've got it set up. Just an over fork romping bike. It is just easier to manage. For the technical stuff, it's easier to move around. And of course, like I said, the acceleration is a little better. Whew. And so for this janky stuff like this, I never come down here. Yeah, you can just really manage the bike super easily as I dab my way. So, quick pause here while I check this out. I don't think I'm going to do this today because it's on the to-do list. Another one of these features I've never done. This is probably one of the most gnarly sanctioned features here on the shore. Dales Rock. That's another reason. I want to do a whole video about doing stuff that I haven't done. And so keep an eye out. Subscribe so you can catch that video. So it's actually moves like the one we just looked at that I find usually a little more easy on. Oh, so the exit of that would be smoothed out by the 29, you know, romping all those crazy roots, rocks and whatnot. But the actual move, kind of the part you need to focus for, that's where I prefer the 27, because you just have a little bit more control. Yeah, in this particular area as well, it really is area dependent. The North Shore, of course, a bike that's more maneuverable, easier to change direction, all that kind of stuff makes a lot of sense. Of course, especially with Noli being here, why they built this bike should definitely make a lot of sense. Woo! But you know, if you live somewhere with straight trails that are, you know, just like this, but where you're going super fast and you're just rolling over things all the time. Yeah, the 29er, that's where the 29er really shines. But lately I've been trying to get into some more moves, like, again, the one we just looked at. And they're a little bit easier, a little bit more doable on these more maneuverable bikes. Not to say I haven't or wouldn't do them on the 29er. I have, and I will. But, yeah, doing it on the 27 is just, it's like what this bike is built for. Alright, so that was Dale's. I don't really ride that trail. But it does have that one rock on it that I want to go ride, and I'll make a video about that one day. It's pretty gnarly, so I definitely want someone there just in case I, you know, slip and tumble down. But let's ride Forever After. Again, it's another trail that I usually only race, and hopefully there's no snow on it. So let's go do that. I usually only ever race this trail. As I was saying, I usually only ever race this trail. This one is pretty straight, pretty pedally. This is the one where the 29er will shine. Oh, even take the Strava line there, the race line. But there are some small jank bits, but in general, I would definitely just prefer to ride a 29er to race this. It just makes a little more sense. And so I think, yeah, the incentives in mountain biking are kind of funny. Like, I think most people go out to ride and just have fun. But when you look at the, I don't know, kind of the feel of mountain biking, the marketing or whatever, there's a lot of big push for like performance. But I don't know about you guys, but 99% of my rides are more about having fun with my friends, exploring, just hanging out in general. You know, doing some big moves sometimes for us. It's really just about fun more than like, we're not racing every ride. That's like 5 rides a year are races. It's not what we do. So yeah, having a fun bike makes a lot of sense. All right, here's a nice jank move. Let's see if we can do this. Whee! Oh, camber root there. That's the kind of move that's a little easier on the 27. So, on this whole trail, tiny part of it. It's nice to have the 27. Oh, hello. And of course, jumping on the 27. I can't believe it. Oh, took me that long to say it, but jumping is just a little easier on the 27. In general, I'd say it's easier. There are times where there are jumps, maybe big, long, super fast ones where the 29 momentum helps, but anything even relatively dirt jumpy or technical, really, the 27 or even smaller makes sense. So I think in mountain bike culture, you kind of need to explain like why you'd go with, say, a 27-inch bike in today's age when the 29ers all seem so good. They're so much faster. All the racers ride them. They're so good. Why wouldn't you? You want the, you know, the fastest bike, the biggest performance. Why would you buy a fun bike? You know, that requires an explanation, which is kind of funny if you think about it. And it's the same even with like hardtails. You see someone riding a hardtail and you go like, why would you ride a hardtail? They're just obviously worse, right? But they are fun. They are fun, and it's like, it's not just about going the fastest all the time, or being the best, or even doing the gnarliest thing. I would say, if you're having the most fun, that's the real goal. because, I don't know, is being the best. It might be important to you. Don't get me wrong, if you are into performance, there's definitely nothing wrong with it. I really like trying to get better, go faster. Obviously, I enjoy racing. And I'll get a 29er for that again soon enough. Oh, that's jank. And of course, there's nothing wrong with that, but yeah, if you want to ride a 27-inch hardtail with a 180 mil fork and it weighs 36 pounds, yeah, why not? It's fun. Do whatever. When you're out on the trail, like, sometimes people, they don't give you a hard time, but they will be like, oh, like, why would you do that? Seems like a dumb thing to do. They won't say it's dumb, but it's implied by the question. And so I think that's probably the best I can explain it, is just built a bike up that's not for just straight racing performance. It's just for fun. And I mean, look at it, it's set up for tricks and bar spins, which arguably make it worse. And now the cables are super long. I'm running a longer dropper than I need to so that I can pinch the seat to do no-handers, stuff like that. Just because I like doing tricks and think tricks are fun. So I make my bike worse in some ways so I can make it, I don't know, better than others. That's kind of it. Hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully this rambling nonsense I just said while riding the trail made sense, and hopefully it was entertaining, at least. Because we're nearing the end of the trail now, and whoo, that'll be it. So thanks guys for watching. Let me know if you got any comments about the bikes or anything I said. A lot of it probably didn't make any sense because it's the ramblings of me, and I often don't make sense. But all right, that's the end. Whew. I'll see you guys in the next one.